This whole lockdown thing, no one has their freaking bathrooms open. The computer crashed. As a word of warning, I'm a tech guy. Alright, what's up? We are here again, still under lockdown, but I want to get past that. I have essential errands to do, so I'm doing them. So enough with that. I am going to go back to the topic of the lockdown just a little bit. So yesterday, I was out and about doing more errands. I had to go to the bathroom. You know, normally, I could just pull over to any gas station, any fast food place, do my business, and go. With this whole lockdown thing, no one has their freaking bathrooms open. Unless you're already in like a Costco, a Walmart, or a Target. Good luck finding a bathroom. Yeah, I went to every gas station within the vicinity of where I was yesterday. Everything was like concerns with COVID-19. Our bathrooms are not open to the public. So yeah, if you got to do errands, go to the bathroom beforehand because you might have a hard time getting to a restroom. But what a weekend. We're finally getting those warmer temperatures. It's just cruel that we can't do anything. Hopefully within the next month or so, we'll be able to. So I got a whole week off. I think I'm going to upgrade my computer. The graphics chip is starting to have issues with Adobe Premiere. You know, it's really time to upgrade the video card. You know, my PC is a Ryzen 2700X, fairly modern. SSD is all around, 2 hard drives for long-term storage. But the graphics card is very dated. It is a MSI branded RX 580 4GB model. It used to be a pretty good card back in the day. I think I'm ready to upgrade. There's some good sales on. I have been budgeting for computer upgrades, you know, over the few months anyway. I'm thinking about going with the AMD RX 5600 XT. It's purely a mid-level card. It's nothing crazy. You know, I'm coming from an RX 580, 3-4 years old now, I think. It's going to be a dramatic improvement. So I'm hoping to order that later today, and you know, hopefully it'll arrive during my vacation. And of course, I'm going to probably sell the RX 580. I don't have a system to put that into anymore. I had my first system that I built coming back into world of Windows. That was a Sandy Bridge 2400 i5. Story about that one. I bought a computer off of Craigslist for $50. The Sandy Bridge 1155 chipset, Core i3. I bought it for $50. Dude didn't know what he had. I found some interesting documents on the computer, nothing bad. Tip: if you ever sell a computer on Craigslist, I recommend you flash the hard drive multiple times to get rid of all that data, or do a secure delete. Anyway, $50, I got a basic, decent platform, and then I upgraded that CPU to the i5 2400. It was either Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace for $80. Then I got a AMD R7 265. You know, at that time, I didn't want to spend too much money on this computer because I was just getting back into the whole Windows world. So I did that, got back into the Windows world. I caught the bug again, you know, PC hardware, PC gaming. So then I quickly moved up again. I got myself the AMD Radeon R9 280 for $80 to $100. I took that $50 system, transformed it into a pretty legit gaming PC. I was easily able to sell the older hardware. The R7 265 card, someone bought that thing for $120. That was way too much for it. You know, I went off Amazon pricing and someone offered to pay it. So, you know, who am I to say your money is no good? So yeah, I gamed on that system for a while. Yeah, I think I was just on Facebook Marketplace. I think I just happened to see a MSI M3 gaming motherboard, 1151, aka Skylake, only like $70 if I remember correctly. So, you know, I just snapped that up. I figured, you know, let's start building another system, you know, for the future. I bought that motherboard, no CPU, but I wanted to get the system up and running, so I bought a Pentium G 4400, $30 off of Craigslist again. Yeah, I got some Corsair branded DDR4 off of Facebook Marketplace for about $65, I think, 8 gigs. You know, got that system up and running. I got a i7 6600. I did move the R9 280 into that system. Well, let's just say I ran out of money. I ran out of money of the money I had already budgeted to spend. All right. Yeah, so I gamed on that PC for quite a few years. Halfway through, I did finally upgrade that R9 280 to the RX 580 4GB card. I got that card for $120. If you look today, you can get an RX 580 card or right about that, if not a little bit more typically. So that's how that one went. And then we come to my current system. This is the first time I went with an AMD based CPU. I found $350 as a bundle, Asus X470 motherboard, Ryzen 7 2700X CPU, both brand new in the box. Hold on, before I go, I got a mask up here. My sweetheart made this mask for me. Very grateful, and it's really stylish. Okay, let's see. I need to call this lady. Okay, where were we? Yeah, I got that brand new Ryzen 2700X CPU, X470 motherboard. Really nice motherboard. Dual M.2 slots for the SSDs. Pretty good VRMs, good audio capacitors. I ended up just using the same case from the Skylake system, which was an Enermax Equivalence case. It's a decent case. And then, yeah, I kept the RX 580 4GB card. And, you know, on this system, I went a little bit more aggressive with the overclock. I got a better power supply, made sure I had better fans to try and increase the cooling. I had always overclocked the R9 280 and the RX 580, so I was able to push it a little bit more. It's probably only now starting to wear out. The higher overclock that I was using was now starting to crash out on like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So I've dialed that down by about 15 megahertz. So far so good. No crashes. And then with the Ryzen, it's got that precision boost overdrive, it's got the automatic overclocking. I turned all that on and let the system do its overclock. And it was running fine for a while, but I noticed that my CPU was getting super hot. I tried running it on the stock Wraith Prism cooler, which is a really nice cooler for no money. But yeah, it was running really hot. So I upgraded to a Corsair H60i liquid cooler. It was a little bit better, but I still noticed that my chip seemed to be running really hot, like 80 degrees plus. It still is. I was just doing a test earlier to see if it would start to thermal throttle. I usually render my videos at 1080p. When I did this test with the 4K output, I did it today, the computer crashed. It got too hot. It actually got into the 90s, so I was like, whoa, something's wrong. Like I said, I did the overclock automatically. I didn't really do any of my own overclock. It's a feature of the Ryzen chip, so why not? It's just running too hot, especially now that the weather's starting to warm up. But yeah, that's too hot. So I was looking at, you know, everything. You know, it's running at 4 gigahertz, 4.2 gigahertz ish. I also noticed that the CPU voltage was going 1.4, 1.44, 1.46, and from what I understand in my limited experience with Ryzen, 1.4 is usually all that they recommend, to not really go above that. I've seen people do 1.45, but I'm like 1.46, that's really high, and I'm thinking that might be part of it. So I just went in there today and I manually overwrote the CPU voltage to 1.33, 1.3375, something like that. And you know, I ran it again and it completed it, and what do you call it, the speed is just as fast as it usually was. I'm thinking that's going to be just fine, but we shall see. Now hopefully this week I can upgrade this GPU to bring it more in line with the power of the CPU. When I'm gaming, the RX 580 is pegged at 100% utilization, whereas my CPU, that's pegged typically at 40, 50%, maybe 60. Clearly, I have a GPU bottleneck going up. And that's not to say my gaming experience is bad. My gaming experience is actually really good. I've been really happy with my performance. It's just that, you know, it's time to move up. I have the budget for it, but why not? So that's computers. Oh, you know what I really want? The KFC French fries are off the hook. I had them last weekend because I was already out. Those are legit off the hook. Yeah, if you like French fries, I definitely recommend the KFC French fries. So good. I do want to do a tune-up on my car. My 2016 Chevrolet Cruze, which has been awesome. 126,306 miles on it now. It should have had a tune-up at 100,000 miles. And also, it actually does need new tires. 2 of the tires on this car are original. replace the other tires because once I got a razor blade stuck in it, and then the other time there was like a bolt stuck in it. I was on my way to work one morning, and then I was at the stoplight, you know, still here nearby at home. As soon as I started moving, you know, the car went bing, 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 bing. It hollered at me. And I looked down and it said low pressure, right rear tire. I brought up the tire pressure gauge, and it's going like, it's normally supposed to be what, 34? It's like 28, 26, 22. So I'm like, okay, it's going down quick. Let's pull over, you know, 18. And then as I was pulling over, I heard, I pulled over, I looked, big hole on the tire treads. I was like, great, that's not going to be repairable. And it wasn't. But I didn't realize what happened. I got the tire replaced. You know, a few days later, I went with my sweetie. We went to Concord area. We were just there for the day. And we had decided to go to Toys R Us, because this is back when Toys R Us was still open and shutting down. You know, as we're walking back towards the car, I'm looking, I'm like, why is there like a piece of metal hanging from my inner right rear fender? You know, as we're getting close, I'm like, yeah, that's not just like the sun shining up. That's like legit something metal. And I get there, there's a bolt this long, and it was sticking out of the inner fender. I'm pretty darn sure that's what was in the tire. And then that's what that sound was. It shot out and went up into the fender, and then, you know, it's just sticking back out. The head of the bolt, not the sharp part, the head of the bolt was inside holding it in. Had that thing fallen out, I might have had to purchase another tire. So I'm glad that it didn't. This time there is no line, so patience pays off. So all right, let's get some Dutch Brothers. I'm thinking old reliable, sugar-free Tiger's Blood Rebel. Go to large sugar-free Tiger's Blood Rebel, iced.
Hit and remove that card. All right, and then before I continue, would you like to have a tip? Are you good?
Nothing.
All right, for sure, you're good to go, man.
I don't think I've ever left a tip at Dutch Brothers. My thing is, I don't leave a tip for the person at In-N-Out. I don't leave a tip for the person at Chick-fil-A. So I'm not going to leave a tip for the person at Dutch Brothers. Sorry. Good old Dutch Brothers. Where would we be in this world without Dutch Brothers? Hello.
You have the large ice sugar-free Tiger's Blood Rebel, correct? Yep. Right, you have it.
You too. You know, the past few times I actually have not been getting my Tiger's Blood. I've been just doing a plain Rebel lately. You know, sometimes you just want to have it plain and simple, as long as it's sugar-free. So. Well, we'll see what we'll end up doing for lunch. And I think I'm going to call the video here. A good chat. You know, hopefully it was interesting. Got to talk about a topic that I'm really into. Hopefully y'all found it a little bit interesting. If not, sorry. Find a cooler topic next time. As a word of warning, I'm a tech guy. Tech guy, car guy. Yeah, I want these one-on-ones with Jeff to not just be about quarantine. I want them to be interesting, as if I'm talking to someone about cool stuff. So hopefully continue to do that more in future videos. And with that, you know, don't forget, we still got COVID-19 going on. So if you pray, please pray for everyone. Pray for our leaders. Pray for our family and friends. And pray for the Republic. And with that, God bless the Republic. And we'll catch y'all on the flip.